Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Now, if you like the look of this, and you're a fan of the prancing horse, and you do like a nice GT, you're going to love what's in this box. Yes, we have goodies. In this box are goodies. Okay, hi, it's me, Nigel. If you haven't been to the channel before, whether you're watching this on Nigel's Modelling Bench or on Nigel's Mustang channel, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, and hit the notifications bell, and you get notified whenever I release any videos. So if you are new to the channel or new to me, my name's Nigel. I have a very large channel called Nigel's Modelling Bench, where I build all sorts of scale models and stuff like you can see here, with all the equipment and the paints and everything. So if you do have an interest in scale modelling, then you know, come take a look and see what I do over here. But I also have a passion for Mustangs. The blue one you've just seen, that's actually mine. That's a 2017 Gen 2 S550 5 litre GT. So I think in the US, I think it's like a premium pack. We had our own spec over here in the UK. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little bit at the beginning. I thought I'd just pop that in. So this is where we ended up with that video. I don't know if you noticed, it just started raining. I had to rush in to get this box in the dry. But basically, this is a box of goodies. And in this box of goodies are some lovely bits and pieces. So I got in touch with DeAgostini, them of the Partworks magazines fame. And I asked them if they would be interested in me doing a build of their brand new model on my channels, or whatever. I just said one channel, but I'll put it on the Mustang channel as well. And they came back and said, yeah, you know, you're a Mustang enthusiast, you're a modeler, let's put the two together. And yes, brilliant. So they're now going to be sending me all the bits and pieces to make this massive 1/6 scale. Yes, I said 1/6 scale. So if you're into the modeling and you know the Tamiya motorbikes, the 1/6 motorbikes, like the real big ones, this is the same scale as that. So you can imagine if a motorcycle in 1/6 is like that, you can imagine how big this is going to be. And we'll talk about just how big it's going to be in a minute. It's huge. So on opening the box, what we'll do is I'll show you here, and then we'll have a good look with the overhead camera like I normally do when I do my modelling, and then we're going to put the first two parts together. So not the first two parts, we've got more than two parts, but it's the first two magazine parts. So in the box we have obviously a picture of the Mustang. That's the actual model itself, and it's green with the it's a Gt500 Shelby. It's all legal and approved by Ford and Shelby and everything. And you can see on the back here, we've got, this is what you'll get if you go online. I'm going to put a link down below in the description below the video, and in there will be a link. So if you're interested in seeing more about this or going and ordering yourself one, please use that link, because I believe that link lets them know how many people have come from this channel to see, rather than just going into DeAgostini.com or whatever. So please use the link down below. And you can see on there, that's basically the model, and we've got some words and stuff about it. And then going over the page here, this is basically going to open out into a poster. We've got some information there about Shelby himself, and that isn't a stage photo at all, is it? You know, kids all over your bonnet looking through your hood, looking through the windscreen. And then there's Shelby himself in a Cobra, and we've got some more words down there. And then going over here, you can see this is the kind of thing we're going to be getting through the with the magazines. You get all the magazines with all the information, and then you've got building instructions as well. And there's a little bit there about easy assembly. These things are very, very easy to assemble, but one of the reasons they do this, they send these out to YouTubers to build them, because we can do bit by bit, piece by piece, and you'll see it in video format on how the model actually goes together. And that's what my job is. So here we can see the poster's half opened out, and we can see that it has actually working lights and everything. The steering works. I think it has wind up and down windows, and you can see there we get a controller with it, and it all comes with the model itself. And then also you're going to get the freebies. So if you subscribe, you'll get model cars, a mug, folders, and you can see here down on the just next to me there's some postcard pictures as well. And then over here is a premium offer where you can pay a little bit extra and get a 1/6 case with a wooden base for your car as well. And then this opens out into a poster. And when I said this model was big, I meant this model is big. Look, there's the poster. That is right up against my face. You can hear my voice. It is right up against my face. That is actual size. That is how big the model is. So you can see if I put my hand there, you can see just how huge those wheels are. So yeah, it's a very, very large model indeed. I'm going to put this on my wall because I do love this model, and I love Mustangs, and I love a 67 GT500, as we all do. I love any GT500. And then we also get this little, there's a little poster here. Build your own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 1967. So there we go. And you can see here we've got all the official licensing going on down there. And on the back here, there's a welcome letter. Welcome me along to the world of DeAgostini. And it's telling me that if I have any issues or anything, I can just get in touch with them. They have bases all over the world, but I think the models actually come out of Europe. So with this one, we're getting magazine number 1, and we're also getting magazine number 2, and I believe number 2 comes free with number 1. So that's very, very nice of them, isn't it? And then we've got the parts. So we've got the parts here. This is number 2. We can see we've got a wheel and a tyre insert to support the weight. And then with magazine number 1, we're getting the front bumper. You can see how huge this is. There's my hands. It's massive. We've got the front bumper and the fog lamps or driving lamps or whatever they are. And we've got the screws, and we've got the front number plate, 67 Shelby there, which is all very nice. And you even get a screwdriver. Apparently the only tool you need to build this model is that. So there we go. The one thing I must say before we crack on is they have told me, because they've obviously looked at my channel and seen what I do, and they've told me that I must stay within the build manual. So I can't go diverting off and changing the build sequence. I can't start adding bits to it. So if I wanted to super detail the engine, although I know it's not going to need it, but if I really wanted to go to town and start adding wiring and stuff and build a proper scale wiring loom for it, then no, I can't do that. I guess there's nothing to say I can't do it afterwards and take it all apart and start again and whatever. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to need much. I mean, looking at the pictures in here, which I'm going to show you now on the overhead camera, it looks like it's really, really nice. So let's get to the overhead camera. We'll get down on the bench. I've got a nice clean modelling mat here. And we'll have a look at the magazines. We'll see what's in there. We'll have a look at the bump that I've just shown you in more detail. And then we'll get on with the build. So if you want to see the build, you can just fast forward. You can press your forward arrow button, the button that points to the right on your keyboard, and that's every time you press that, it takes you forward 5 seconds. So let's get cracking. Okay, so here we are. This is the little letter that you get welcoming you along, which is really nice, and all the information there, so you can have a read of that. If you want to freeze frame, you can read that. So that's that one, and then we've got this. This is the poster bit. So here we can see we've got a picture of the model all finished. So you've got cables around there and everything. Very, very nice indeed. And then over here we've got, this is what you'll get if you look on the website. And you can see we've got the DeAgostini.com and everything down here. As I say, please use the link I provide below. I don't get anything out of it. It's just that I think they want to know how many people I'm getting to go and look. And then over the page here, as I said, we've got this beautiful image here of Carroll Shelby and there's kids all over the car. And then we've got him here, and that's talking about he competed during 1959. Oh, this isn't a Maserati. I thought that was a Cobra. No, he's on the wheel of a Maserati in which he competed during 1959 at the Daytona International Speedway. So there we go. And then here, this is all about what you're getting with the with the experience of getting this model. So you can see we've got the magazines, we've got all about the Shelby in here and everything. We've got the Ford story. And this is the bit, detailed step-by-step assembly, clear instructions and simple explanations with photographs and diagrams. You don't need to be an expert modeler. The pieces are pre-cut and trimmed and are ready to assemble. To guarantee easy assembly, the most modern manufacturing techniques have been used to ensure that all parts of the model fit together perfectly. If we do see any issues with any fit or anything, I will show you how I get around curing it. You will sometimes get a little bit of a nib or something, or a bit of an edge on something that may just prevent things going together, but I very much doubt it. We shall see. And then here you can see they're showing you in the magazines all the step-by-step assembly, which we're going to go into in a minute. And then opening this up, you can see here we have This is some details about the model. So metal and injected plastic parts, painted and ready to assemble. The model faithfully reproduces all the details of the legendary car, such as the engine, identical to that of the 1967. So, I'm not sure if this would have been, it was a 427, wasn't it, in the GT500, I think. Headlights, brake lights, turn signals and horn are acted via remote control. The steering wheel turns the wheels. Doors and windows with opening and closing mechanisms. The remote control is included in the collection. And it's a static machine with metal bodywork. Remember, this is a static machine. It's not a radio controlled car. And then here we can see going over, we've got the gifts that you get. So the first gift you'll get is 3 posters to frame. The second gift is the official magazine binder, which is very nice indeed. The third gift is an official collection mug. So you've got a Shelby mug there, which is very nice in green with the white stripes going down it. The fourth gift is a scale miniature in 43rd scale, so that's going to be fairly smallish. And then the fifth gift, that's the in white, and this one is in green. So you've got 2 models there. And here's the premium offer. If you pay an extra bit on a monthly subscription, you get this display case at the end of it. So that'll be very, very nice indeed. Item will be delivered at the end of your subscription. In the event of this item being out of stock or due to any incident beyond the control of the publisher, it will be replaced by another of equal or greater value. Well, no, I want the display case. Joking. So there we go. And then inside there, obviously, we've got that massive poster, as you can see there. Huge. Right, so looking at the magazines, this is number 1. You can see you've got a nice picture there looking in the open door of the GT500. You can see we've got proper detail on the door cards, window winders, door mechanism works and everything. That's their adjustment for the mirror, I believe. I doubt if that works, but it all looks very, very nice indeed. Very well detailed. So going into here, we've got all the bits and pieces about the legal side of DeAgostini and rights and this, that and the other. And then here we've got launch of the Mustang. So the first Mustang prototype was launched in 1962. And I believe the first car they actually launched was 1964. You see, I showed you just now on my car, there's that prancing horse on the bonnet and galloping horse inside a pony corral. It was designed by Phil Clark. So you can see there. Here we go. And then awesome words about here. We've got the Mustang. I remember seeing an advert. They said this car was perfect for a lady on a secretary's salary. They wouldn't dare say that these days, would they? So it talks about all the history in that and how they became the fastest selling car in the world. I believe they are still the fastest selling car in the world ever. So here we've got instructions now. We're going into fitting the front lights and the license plate into the front bumper. And then here we've got Shelby, which is the Mustang. First Mustang was a GT350. It was a radical sports car built to push to the limit, but it handled impressively. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful car, worth millions of pounds now, I think. And then here you've got the GT350 was a 4.7 litre Shelby engine with a performance of 304 horsepower. The big blocks did not fit in the Mustang's engine compartment until the base model was redesigned in 1967. So there we go. So before that, it would have had to have been the 302 or the 351. So there we go. It tells you all about getting the engines in there. Here's a GT350 coupe in the with the blue stripes. Beautiful looking car. And there's a Super Snake, 2015 Super Snake, and that's the S550, which is the same as mine, the one I just showed you, my grabber blue one. Not quite the same amount of power, but it's the same overall shape. And then that's that one. And then in number 2, we have the Indomitable, I don't know what that is on there, the Indomitable Shelby GT500. So this was from 1967. You can see there's one in blue there. And they're easy identifiable as a GT500. They've got the different backlights and everything. They've got these lights in the front grille. You've got the different moulding on the front. They're definitely a different car. So you can see they're absolutely beautiful. Got some history about it there. The evolution was the 1968 Ford added the designation Cobra to the Mustang for the first time for both the GT350 and the GT500, and also launched a convertible version. I don't like convertibles. In 68, Ford launched the Mustang Shelby GT500 KR fitted with the powerful Cobra Jet 428 engine. Top speed was 140 miles an hour. And then over here we've got this is building up the wheels. It's a front wheel. It's So obviously we've got different size wheels front and back, have we? I'm guessing. And then here we've got the McDonald's Thunderbird. Is that making you hungry? Beautiful Bill Elliott's car. I've got a model of that, I think. And then here we've got Chris Turner at the wheel of a Ford Thunderbird. Leads Buck Baker's Chevrolet during the NASCAR Rebel 300 in May 1959. Look at that. Bloody convertibles going at that sort of speed. And there we go. There we are later on. And very, very nice indeed. And there again, that's Bill Elliott again with his car. He got the drive-through Mustang overalls on there. And then here we got the last Thunderbird NASCAR champion was Alan Kulwicki in the 1992 season. That's sponsored by Hooters. And then we got a 9th generation Ford Thunderbird as an improved version with a more aerodynamic body and a large range of engines. I remember I actually hired one of these in America, and I remember I had this keypad on the door you could put a code in to get in. So there we go. So that's magazine number 2. Right, so this is what you've come to see. You want to see this thing being built, don't you? So we can get the light back overhead and we can open up pack number 1. And as we can see, we've got the front bumper. It's absolutely huge. I'll get a rule out just to show you. It is just over 11 inches. What is it? 280 millimeters wide, just on the nose. So you can imagine when it's got the mirrors on, it's going to be over the foot wide. So there we are. Very, very nice indeed. Nothing on the back of there. That's just words. So this packet's got to be opened. You can see it's been knocked around a bit in the box, but it's all okay. Whoops. Packaging is protected, which is what it's supposed to do, is protect the parts inside. So that's coming off of there, like so. So that can go over there. We've got an inner liner in here, obviously. Yeah, so that's going to come out. And then all our bits, in fact what we'll do is we'll put that back like that. We'll turn it over, we'll take that off, and then we'll have all our parts in there, just like that. And we'll grab our magazine number 1. It's a lovely paint finish, very, very glossy, very nice finish indeed. So we'll grab our magazine number 1 and see what we need to do. And bear in mind, I've got to keep this as simple as I can so that the newer people out there can follow along. Right, so first thing to do is check all our parts, check we got all our parts. So we've got the front bodywork, we've got the front license plate, we've got the right turn signal, there. Okay, so these are indicators. They're not driving lights, they're turn signals. Okay, so we've got the right turn signal, the right turn signal support. I'm guessing that's it there. We've got the right turn signal and the right turn signal support and the right turn signal lens. And then we've got the same for the left. And then we've got DS01 screws, which are here. And we've got DS13 screws, which are here. So we've got little packets of screws there. So we're going to take the tops off of these. Now if you come to the point where you have lots of screws, I would seriously suggest getting something like a little plastic pill. You get little plastic pill boxes to put your pills in, and you can keep your screws in there and they won't get lost. But on this example we don't really need it because we're using all the screws up on this first part. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those screws and 3 of those. So we've got 3 in there and we've got 5 in there. Yep, so we're all good for screws, we're all good for parts. Let's crack on. So the left turn support signal marked with an L is shown in the circular image and fits in the housing on the inside of the front bodywork 1A. Note the support has a tab that must fit in the notch in the housing. So I've got here a microfiber towel because I don't want to damage any of that lovely paintwork. So we'll put this down nice and flat there on the bench. We can take out our front bumper. It's metal, it weighs a ton, it's gorgeous. The paint is beautiful, the masking is lovely. It really is. Very, very nice. In fact, that's vinyl, I think. Very, very nice indeed. Beautiful colour. Beautiful colour. Lovely coat of lacquer as well. You can see the lovely finish on that. Very nice indeed. So we've got it this way around, so it's easy. So we've got left and right. Okay, so we have to fit our left light. So which was left? This should have something on it. That's got an R on it, so that's right. See the R on there? So we'll put that back in there. So we've got the left. So it's telling us to fit the left turn support signal support, sorry. You can see there's the L on there. And that's going to go into here like that. There's a little tab on there, and you've got a little slot in there, as you can see. So that's just going to go in there like that. Okay, so now that is in, and you can see that's all lined up beautifully. So that's that in, and then step 1-2 is fitting that in there. Place the support in its housing on the inside of the front bodywork. Check the tab in red is well seated and that support does not protrude from its housing. So here's what we just done. Step 1-3, position the left turn signal lens 1H inside the left turn signal support 1G. Note the lens has a small tab that fits into the notch in the right of the support as shown ringed red in the circular inset image. So we're going to get this little lens out of here. Let me grab some tweezers so I can get this out of the packet. There we go. So there's our lens, and that's just going to pop into there. We've got a little tab on here. Look, you see a tiny little tab on there? That's going to pop into that slot in there. Okay, so that's how that's going to look fitted. You can see we've got the L on there and we've got the tab on there. Okay, and then now position the left turn signal reflector identified with an L on the back shown ringed in red in the inset, ready to place it over the left turn signal support 1G and the left turn signal lens 1H. You have already put it in place. So I'm going to get this piece out of here now, and I'm going to pick it up on the side so I don't scratch the chrome. So that's going to go in there, and we can see we've got the L on there to make sure we've got the left hand side, and we've got the cutout here, and that cutout is going to go against the side of the bumper here. So that's just going to fit on there like that. So you can see I'm holding that in place. You can see how that's gone. And then put the reflector in place so the screw hole tab on the left with the straight cut is face down as shown. Screw the reflector in with 2 of the DS01 screws. So we're going to get a couple of these screws out, and we're going to grab our supplied screwdriver. Now I may not use this all the way through because it's probably not magnetic. So I'm going to hold that in there like that. Now we're going to see how tight these are to go in. Oh, that's absolutely fine. I was going to suggest if they're a bit tight, we'll put a bit of WD-40 on them or something. We don't want to go graunching these screws down. You just want them tight enough just so the screw stops. It doesn't need to be, it's not like it's a radio controlled model and it's going to be moving around and they're going to come loose. It just needs to be just enough to hold it in place. Okay, so you feel the screw stop. It won't really go any further very easily. What we don't want to go doing is graunching anything down, and we just want it so that it's held it in place. Okay, so that's that. That's step 1-6. So that's one side done. So when we look on the outside now, we can see we've got our turn signal in there. All looking lovely. Right, and then going over the page, in our instructions, we're basically going to repeat everything on the right. So let's go through it together on the right hand side. So we're going to get this light holder out, and that's got the R on it. We're going to put the little tab up there in the top, so that's gone together like that. Then we're going to grab the lens, okay, and that's going to go in just like so. We've got the little tab, so we've got the tab there holding this one in place, and then we've got the tab there holding the lens in place. You can see that. And then we're going to get this part out here. This is the retainer. That's going to pop down over the top, just like so. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to grab another couple of screws. I think we've got a spare screw here, to be honest. So we're just going to pop that screw in there. Yeah, the screwdriver is magnetic. That's brilliant. Either that or the screws are magnetic. That's going to screw into there. We are screwing into metal, so it will stay in place. It's not going into plastic. So there we go. So that's that light, that indicator fitted in there, and that indicator fitted in there. Indicator, turn signal, whatever. And then yeah, we've got a spare, a spare screw here, and screw it with 2. So they've given us 5 screws. I don't know why we've got a spare, but we won't throw it away. We'll keep all them. We'll get a little plastic pot or something to keep them in. So here, on moving on to step 12, finally put the front license plate in its housing, place it in position and secure it with 2 DS13 screws. So we're going to grab the front license plate. We're going to carefully get this out of here so we don't scratch it. And this is actually plastic, and it's got a sticker on it. So they've put the sticker on rather than have us do it. So we're going to turn the bumper over. We'll put the license plate there. Okay, and we can see how those holes line up. Obviously it's not going to stay there, so I'm going to have to hold it. So what we're going to do, we've got 3 of these screws, and we only need 2, so again we've got a spare. So what we're going to do is get the license plate, hold it in place, just like so, and we're going to put the screw in. We've got to be really careful here not to slip, because we don't want to go scratching that beautiful white stripe. And as you can see, I haven't tightened the screw up, I've left it loose. And then we can take this screw here and pop that one into there. Okay, and again we're just going to put them in until they stop. We don't want to go graunching anything up, because what will happen there is you'll split the plastic open. Okay, same on here. And all we need is for that to be in place, just held there. It doesn't need to be graunched down, because they're countersunk screws. If you're graunching them down, it's going to split it open. So there we go. That's our step 1 completed. And they're showing us here which part it goes on the model. And if you didn't know that, then well, anyway, there we go. So, and then we're on back onto more information about the real thing. So that's our step 1 completed. So we can put that away. In fact, what we'll do is we can wrap this up, put that down gently. We can put that around there. We can put this back in our box probably. Maybe not. Maybe it goes, did it go that way? I can't remember now, but we'll have a look at doing something with it. But whatever happens, we need to keep that paint protected so it doesn't get scratched. So we can put those plastic boxes out of the way. And now we're going to move on to magazine 2. And in magazine 2, we are going to build a front wheel. So once again, we'll get the packet open. I'm going to come down here with a knife. First check that we're not going to damage anything. If I go around the edge with a knife, we won't. So go down this edge here. And then just grab this cardboard and rip it off. You can see we've got a lovely Carroll Shelby sign there. Okay, and once again, what we're going to do is turn this over so you can see all the parts face up, and what we do is push this out. Is this going to play ball or not? There we go. So we can get that out of there. Come on. Build models, but I can't open packets. Huh? So we can see that there in front of us. So once again, we can check everything. Again, we're going to put these screws over here to one side, and then I'll put them away in a little plastic pot. So we've got the list here. This is our parts list for step 2. So you can see we've got the tyre. We have the 2 supports. We have these 2 little clips that are going to go in and keep these supports apart. Then we've got the ring here. These are actually our wheel studs. That's our wheel nuts. That's what they're looking like. And then we've got the valve here, which is a nice little touch. We have here the Shelby badge for the centre, which is a nice little touch. We have the wheel itself. We have the rear wheel rim, the back of the rim. And then here we have some screws. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DS19 screws again. Were these DS19 or DS13? They were DS13. I was just thinking they might be the same. So there we go. So we're going to start the assembly of the wheel by inserting one of the internal parts of the tyre 2B into the inside of the tyre 2A. Make sure it fits tightly. So first thing we're going to do is get the tyre out and check it. Now this applies for any model car, we're going to check both sides are the same, because sometimes they only have lettering on one side on model cars, but we can see here this is all good. So we're going to take one of these, take one of those out of there, and we're going to fit this inside the tyre. Now it's not handed, there's no special way, it can go in either way. So we're just going to put that inside the tyre, just like so. We're going to stretch the sidewall up. Push that in like that. So that's that one gone in. That's that one fine. And turning over the page, then insert the other internal part into the tyre and check that it's correctly fitted in place. To make mounting the wheel easier, you could soften the tyre using warm water. Let's see if we can get it in without using any warm water. Let's see just how easy this is going to be. I think this is going to be fine. I think we'll get it in. Right, so what we'll do is we'll push that up against that one, and then we can take our screwdriver, make sure we're not using the sharp end. We can get that tyre to go around the outside of there like that. Just like so. Push it in. Just like that. Get this end to go up against. The problem I've got here is that end is not butted up against that end. So if I can get it to go inside, we should be laughing. It would be a lot easier if we had some warm water. But there we go. I wanted to try and do it without, because when you get water in there, it's going to be very, very difficult to dry it out. And with all these metal parts, I didn't want residual water hanging around, because guess what? You come back in a couple of weeks and you find loads of brown marks everywhere. So we've got that done. Okay, so that's all very nice. Tyre's looking very nice indeed. You can see how big it is. That tyre is, for you American people, it's, what is it, about 4 3/8 diameter. And for the European people, it's about 110 millimeters diameter. So there we go. Big tyre. Right. So now it's saying step 2-3, insert one of the internal tyre clips into one of the spaces between the two internal parts of the tyre. Press until you hear the locking click of the fastening tabs. And we can see here there's a diagram of how that's going to go in. So that's going to go like that in there. So you can see we've got this wedge section there that's going to push those two apart, and then this is going to clip in. So I'm going to push that in there into the gap. There we go. Hear that click? They both clicked in nice and solid. And that is a very solid tyre now. I'm guessing they've put these rings in to support the weight. And then we're going to put this one in as well. So that one's going in there. We want to get it in so we hear a nice click. There we go, 2 clicks. There we go, that's in there nice and solid now. There we are, that's our tyre sorted. Nice and solid. So we've done that. Over the page, see what I mean about this being very simple and very step by step? It's not difficult at all. Now insert the tyre valve 2G into its housing on the outside of the wheel rim 2D as shown in the picture. Insert the thinner end of the valve all the way into the hole in the rim. So we're going to take out our wheel, and that is metal as well. Is it steel? It's probably white metal. It's beautifully painted, it's got a lovely satin silver finish on it, so that's very nice. I'm going to grab our tweezers once more. This has got like a piece of tape over it or something. It's held in with a piece of sticky tape. That's a nice touch. So we can get rid of that. And we're going to push this valve in. So this valve's going to go in from the back, in like that. And it's got some raised edges on there, you can see, so it's going to have to be pushed in quite firmly. I'm just going to take the back of my tweezers and just give that a proper squeeze in, and you can see there we've got the valve. The valve's in there very nicely indeed. This is lovely, isn't it? It's going to be a lovely model when it's made. This is going to be on my coffee table, and my coffee table is about 1.2 meters long, so it's going to fit on there perfectly. And I've got a 1/6 scale Harley Fat Boy to go with it, which I'll show you in one of my upcoming videos. Okay, so we've done that, and now we've got to position the wheel mounting bolts to F so that each bolt is inserted into a hole in the outside of the wheel rim to ensure correct mounting orientation. The bolts have a notch that should fit into the rim indicated in the image with a blue dashed line. So you can see we're going to get this out of here. So that is basically, you can see there's a hexagonal shapes, that's our wheel nuts. So that's going to go in there, and we've got a notch, we've got a tab on here, as you can see. There's a notch in there. So that is literally going to go down over that, and we're going to press that in nice and firmly, keep it square. So you can see on there we've now got very accurate looking wheel nuts. Very nice indeed, very nice indeed. Okay, so now it's telling us next, place the inside of the rim 2E into the centre of the tyre. Note the rim has 2 protrusions that should fit into the grooves in the entire internal tyre clips as shown in the picture. So we've got grooves here, there's one there. You can see a groove there. I point it from the inside, you see a groove in there. And then on the other side there's a groove in that one as well. So we're going to take this wheel rim, that's also metal. Very nice indeed, very nice indeed. And that is going to go into there. Let's see if we've got a good and a bad side on the tyre, see if we've got any marks on it. Yeah, that one's got a little something or other in there. I may have done that when I was pushing that piece in, so I'm going to have that as being the inside, and we'll keep the outside for the nice bit, for the nice side. Okay, so that's going to pop into there, and that's going to line up in those tabs, and we should be able to look inside and see when we've got it lined up, and we can. I don't know if you can see in there. I don't think you can, but down inside there we can see the tab and the slot. So we can just get that lined up and push it in. Just like so. That's all gone together lovely. And we, just to check, we should be able to turn, no, we can't turn the wheel in the tyre, so that's that done. So now we'll go over the page, and it's telling us finally turn the tyre over and place the outside of the rim in the centre. Press the outer rim on, keeping in mind that it also has 2 protrusions that must fit into the slots in the internal tyre clips, and that the 5 holes in the 2 parts of the rim, ringed in dash red, must be aligned. Secure the assembly with 5 DS19 screws as shown. So what we've got to do here, I'm going to have to get my cloth here at the ready again. I'm going to put the bumper down carefully there so as not to damage it. In fact, I'll put the bumper there so that you can see it when I'm working on the tyre, because it is lovely. And what we're going to do is put our cloth down like this so we don't scratch anything. So we're going to turn that over, and then here we've got those 2 tabs, and they're going to line up with the 2 tabs in there. We've also got to make sure these screws are going to line up. So that one there is going to go there. So we're going to put that down into the wheel and turn it until those 2 tabs align. And then when we turn it over, we should find those screw holes align. Okay, so those screw holes are aligned. I don't think I've got those tabs correctly aligned. Let's just take that off of there. We should be able to look in here. We should be able to see. Okay, so what it's doing, it feels wrong, but it's actually right. It's actually compressing everything together nice and tightly, so you get a really nice tight fit. So you can see that with that tab there aligned in that slot, the screw holes will line up. But if I put it in with that one, okay, the slot is there. I can align the slots, but then the screw holes don't line up. See what I mean? Screw holes in here, screw holes are there, not lined up. So what we'll do is we'll take this rim out, turn it 180 degrees. So that tab there is going to go into that slot in there. And then the screw holes will line up. Just like so. There we are, that's gone together. So we've got to get these screws here, so we're going to cut this packet open. and then we can, again, they give us an extra screw. What I'm going to do is hold this wheel rim up together with my hand, and I'm going to just put a screw in just on a couple of threads, just to kind of help it come together. I'm going to do the same all the way around, just on a couple of threads. Okay, and then I'm going to come to here. And it feels like I've got something out of place here because something's not going in. Okay, so I'm glad in a way this has happened, because you may get the same experience, and it's good that things don't always go perfectly great on video, which a lot of people do with their videos. They'll cut out the bad bits. I will show you everything. Okay, so it feels like something isn't aligned, because on this side you can see I can close it up with my fingers. I can close up that gap, but on this side that gap is huge and I cannot close it up. So what I'm going to do is, rather than risk damaging anything, I'm going to unscrew it all again. Okay, we're going to see what's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's not right. So we can take this out of here. So we can see that that is aligned in there. I wonder if this wheel will go in better from this side. I can't see why it would, but it may do. Nope, no difference whatsoever, so we'll keep it on the nice side. So there we are. Okay, so that's in there properly now. Right, so we're going to drop this in here. It's going to go that way round. Just like so. And straight away I can feel that's going together a lot better, so I'm going to grab one of my screws, put that in the hole. Pull that down. I'll grab one of my screws. If you notice, I'm not going straight to the next hole, I'm going sort of moving around. Okay, so now we can see it's coming together. Put another screw in there. Just keep squeezing it between tightening screws. Squeezing the rims together while we screw it up. And then the final screw will go in here. Just like so, we can pull it all together with the screws. Just like so. Coming in a bit at a time, not trying to put it all in. Okay, so now we're down here. We're not going to go one hole to the next. We're going to sort of go diagonally around and keep it all a bit to spread the load. So there we are. So now we can just come along and tighten them bit by bit, going around in a star pattern. And if it's getting a bit tough on this screwdriver, because this is quite a tight assembly, you might want to get a different screwdriver, like something like this. I think this one would be much better, but it may. Yeah, it's not the right size. It's not the right size screwdriver. So we'll stay with the kit one. We just pull this down, and there we go. That's our wheel all pulled together. But it's a good idea to stay with the kit screwdriver, and then you won't be going graunching things down or over tightening anything, because you won't be able to with this one, because it has a small handle. So the smaller the handle, the less torque you can put into it. As you can see, as I come around, every time it allows me to go a little bit further, because it's all squeezing all that rubber into place. And there we go. I'm going to call that a day. I think that's together enough. The screws still go more. I really want to go until the screw stops, because when the screw stops, then you know you're bottomed out. And there we are, another spare screw. So very happy with that. So that rim is holding the tyre valve in. When we actually bolt the wheel onto the hub, that's going to hold those wheel nuts in. And then basically what it's telling us here, this is what the wheel looks like after assembly. The trim with the Shelby logo should be saved for use at a later stage. So that's going to come out of the packet. I'm going to tip it out so I don't scratch it. And that's like that, and that's just going to pop in there. And that's obviously going to have some, oh, it's got a magnet on it, so yeah, so that's obviously going to stay in there. When there's a screw holding the wheel on, that's going to stay in with the magnet. So there we go. So there's our lovely Shelby logo on our lovely wheel. So that's it then, guys. That's been part 1 and 2. And very, very pleased with it I am. So hope you've enjoyed that. Please make sure you come back for, I think the next box is going to be 4 parts, I think, from memory. And then I think there's another 4 parts, and then there's going to be 5 parts per box. Now I don't know how much, I'm probably going to do this like probably do it every fortnight or something, and do 2 stages. See how we go. There's probably going to be some stages that are very, very involved. Like this was fairly involved because of all the screwing, and the bumper was fairly simple, wasn't it? That was fairly straightforward. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly have, and I'm really looking forward to getting this together. This is going to be one mammoth, beautiful looking model of one of my favourite cars on the planet. So as I say, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. And bye for now. Don't forget, if you're interested in this, use the link in the description below the video, and just down there underneath the video, and go and have a look and see if you fancy having a go and building one with me. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.